Discussion and possible action regarding Audrey Parker's request to opt out of the water meter replacement program. I just want you to know that this is not a public hearing and that I'm going to allow two people to speak, and that's it. Mr. Parker and Mr. Wade. And I'd just like to point out to you, Mrs. Parker, I think the purpose of this and the only point that we have here that we should be addressing today is whether this is a hazard to your health. And I think that's the main purpose of this whole thing. So I hope you address your points for that purpose. I'm only going to give you a few minutes. I'm not going to get all that too much. I'll take you 10 years.
Okay. I'm a little bit hard of hearing, so you have to understand.
Welcome to the club.
Concerning the smart water meter installation, I never opted in. I refused it, and there's a big difference there. It's a public health, privacy, safety, human rights issue. Last spring, I started having heart palpitations when I was in my kitchen, and I usually am in very good health, so I was really surprised about it. But then they started getting worse and worse, but it would come and go. So it bothered me enough to see a doctor. And the doctor said, you have a very strong heart. He didn't know what the problem was. So then I let it go for a while, but then every day I seemed to have a little bit more, but it was always in my house, and it seemed to be in the kitchen area. And then one of my friends in Madison said, do you have a smart meter? I said, a smart meter? Well, then I noticed a line energy and put one on my home when I was gone, and I don't know how long it's been there. But I've done enough research now to know that sometimes it takes a while before problems show up. So I've done quite a bit of research on it. But then I received a letter that they wanted to install a smart water meter in the house. There has never been any studies done by our federal or state governments to look at the health safety aspect of the smart meter technology. Why should I allow another similar device to be installed when there's already a tsunami of microwave radiation in the area? Privacy is another concern. The City Council passed ordinance number 2270 in early 2007, and they wanted to come to everyone's home and look for mold. But then about March 2007, the Baraboo News had an article that 700 would not allow access. Well, then they sent out a letter, which I received too, and I tossed it, that they quoted ordinance 2270, that this is now the law. Well, nothing else was in the paper after that, but then one of the people who works for the city said that about 500 would not allow access, so they couldn't enforce the ordinance. This is why I'm always concerned when the city starts passing anything concerning privacy. Smart meters use more energy to manufacture and run than the old meters, and they last half the time. You look at like 15 years versus roughly 30 years. No one has lost a job at the water department. They've hired one more man. My husband ran a large laboratory. He wouldn't even allow me to own a microwave oven because he saw that molecular structure was changed by microwave radiation. The World Health Organization has recently classified the type of radiation emitted by smart meters as a carcinogen. There's a book entitled Cross Currents by Dr. Robert Becker, which is very interesting, because it talks about the excess of microradiation, and they don't know the end result. It may take years before they discover that, oh, maybe we overdid it. Some of the biggest opponents are electrical engineering skilled in the electromagnetic fields. We now live in a wireless, saturated normality that has never existed in the history of the human race. There is a growing population of electrically sensitive individuals. This is not a matter of improving our infrastructure or energy savings. It's a gathering of your personal information, controlling your energy usage, and making money. Water bills have already increased dramatically. The smart system destroys your constitutional protection. I no longer feel secure in my homes. The Public Service Commission has actually gone against their own code, because right in their own code, it says that a homeowner can read their own meter as long as a person from the utility reads it once every 6 months. That's in their own code, so I thought you'd find it, but it's all listed in the literature. I hope you'll take time to go over the packet before you take a vote on the issue, because it's all in there if you want to check it and look it up. So I'm requesting the installation of a safe analog meter, and I'm going to try to get that electric meter off my house too, get that changed. It may take some doing, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Just a little history on the meters. A year ago in the spring, we looked at the different options of the water meters. They came and they did their presentations to you folks along with us. They all use the same type of technology. We chose this. We thought it was a good, safe product because it saves us time and reading meters. Miss Parker, she came in, we met, I showed her the meter, I showed her the MXU, the radio box. We've gone through that. We've exchanged emails back and forth a few times. I have sent her a couple letters for disconnection for not allowing us in to install the water meter. Just a few weeks ago, the Public Service Commission did, have a petition from the City of Madison, from folks from the City of Madison, about an opt-out program. In your packet, you saw the findings from that. Madison Water Utility reported that Public Health Madison and Dane County that summarized the literature reviewed and concluded that there is little evidence supporting any association between advanced meters and potential health effects.
One of the things that I read in Mrs. Parker's article was that she was concerned about security features, that outsiders being able to get data. Is there any security features built into ours?
Sure. Every MXU or every radio has a certain, they all broadcast in the 932 megahertz range, but they all have an individual code to them. And if you don't know the code, there's no way of breaking it. It goes right from that MXU that's mounted on the outside of the house. It goes from there, goes right to the water tower at County A water tower. It's brought in on a server at the County A water tower, and then it's already into our secure system. So, it's as secure as it's ever going to get it. People don't have access to our servers or our telecommunication equipment that we have.
The meter itself, it is what's monitoring the usage, yep. And that's hardwired to a transmitter on the outside of the house. Okay, so when Audrey is talking about analog versus, I presume, RF transmitters, we're just simply talking about the box on the outside of the house.
Our existing meters, they put out it's called an encoder. It's what the meter, how it, through the two wires going out, sends the data, to the transmitter, and then the transmitter takes that and sends it out as a frequency.
Okay, but our current meters are hardwired to the
outside.
Outside.
The new ones would be the same.
So it's not a radio frequency signal that's going between that. The only radio frequency signal is on the outside of the house, yeah. And it's not bouncing around out there. It's going directly
to the County A water tower.
And did they say that because the success of the program and lack of any evidence really that it's harming people, that you don't need to have an opt-out program?
That's what the PSC
just wanted to say that I never opted into the program. I refused it, and so it's just interesting that if you don't want it, you never opted in, how can you opt out? If you don't want it, it's been refused, and you say you have to pay money when you've refused it. Isn't that extortion?
Mrs. Parker, we have a meter there that sets off 1 RF every 4 hours. That's 6 RFs in 24 hours. That's about 36 minutes, 36 and a half minutes in a year that you're subjected. What you are not subjected to, because it has nothing to do with inside of the home. If you're outside, you're subjected to more than just that. So it's my contention that this is not a hazard to you, a health hazard. I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to make a motion that we deny this.
I tend to agree with Phil on that. Just looking at all the evidence, I don't see anything that's really, for the population as a whole, that's harmful.
It takes years before a lot of problems show up.
You second it?
I'll second.
Could I ask you to take the packet home that I gave and check all that literature and the websites and look at some of the stuff on the smart water meters? Because it is in there.
I think
I have done my homework.
We've had this discussion now. I think we're at the point, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. When is she due to have her meter changed?
I would say within 2 weeks, we need
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
One other question, is there an appeal process for Mrs. Parker? Is there, not to your knowledge? Mayor, I read something else, or maybe I saw it in the YouTube thing, that there was, that you had said initially that, okay, we can give you 30 days, and...
This would take it beyond that 30 days, and my comment was,
okay.
I don't know, at the time that Audrey came in, it was early
September 5th.
September, and I knew that public safety was going to be meeting later in the month, and so when I said, well, maybe we can arrange something where maybe we forestall this for 30 days so that you can appear in front of public safety, which Audrey has chosen to do today. If Mr. Peterson gives another 2 weeks, that would be then beyond, because I think the original shut-off notice was early September.
Well, this is over with, ma'am. Thank you. We have to move on.